Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is water. Yeah. Water that we all use to wash our dishes and bathe and cook with and drink. And as you are no doubt aware, the elite are making moves to have people own nothing and be happy. And the world will be controlled by an authoritarian one world government, and humanity, according to Klaus and the WEF, will be enslaved in totalitarian system featuring mass surveillance, mandatory armed tickets, and desperate servitude. Isn't that just sweet? But it wouldn't be so bad, no, if the WEF wasn't so influential. That's the problem here. And Klaus has openly bragged about his organization's ability to infiltrate governments across the globe. At the Harvard Kennedy School Institute of Politics, he actually discussed how the WEF's modus operandi is to penetrate governments by installing its young global leaders. Now, in recent years, we've all seen this modus operandi actually play out. The WEF has infiltrated governments across the world, with every nation firmly under their control. And make no mistake, these young global leaders, including Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron, they are working hand in glove with Davos to roll out this globalist agenda of the elite. Now, in a disturbing development, these elite are claiming that water is not a human right, and the world's water supplies must be privatized and controlled by the elitist. So imagine you want to take your shower before going to work, or before going to bed, or after working outside in your garden all day, and you want to take a shower. No, you're not allowed. Imagine you want to bathe your children before they go to bed because they've got school the next morning. No, you're not allowed to. Imagine being dehydrated because you're sick or because you've worked hard that day. No, can't do that. The WEF is teaming up with the UN to set its sights on seizing control of the world's water supplies and holding humanity to ransom. And the WEF and the UN have ordered world governments to prepare to ration people's water supply as part of the Great Reset agenda for humanity. And these organizations are actually hosting a conference on water in New York as part of the UN's quest to accomplish its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. A list that, if fully achieved and enacted, will give the globalist elites total control over all human activities. So, I ask you, the next time you go and turn on your tap because you want to take a bath, or you want to cook, or because you're thirsty, just remember that that could be the very last time that you are allowed to do that without permission. Remember that. Okay? So, just as the Paris Agreement promised to end pollution, if only humans would stop taking airplanes, driving cars, heating their homes, using gas stoves. Now, this blossoming water treaty will no doubt promise an end to thirst. Yes, I said it. An end to thirst. I have iced tea in my cup, but what do you need to make iced tea? Water, right? So as long as humans of this world unite and abide by all the coming WEF water dictates, just remember, the next time you turn on that tap, or your faucet, that might be the last time you do that without permission. The United Nations plan to protect water that's used for bathing, water that's used for developments, water that's used for a home for sea life, water that's used for transportation. So the up and coming control would likely focus on residential limits for water usage and the costly increases to access that water, on bans on agricultural uses, costly increases on farmers, on strict controls, on the numbers of ships that can sail the seas and rivers of channels, costly increases for this form of transportation. Then will come the cost or the offset demands. Carbon offset. Water czars will demand trades, activities to offset the supposed pollution of the waterways. No more jet skiing. No more fishing. It's too expensive because it's regulated. The hysteria is in place. The hysterical claims are heating up the media. The double whammy of climate alarmism and a water crisis. Let the fear go forth. It's a question. The global bureaucrats want to be answered this way by turning over all human activity to the control of the UN and its select partners of global politics. This is where the water conference is leading. The globalists won't quit until they grab all power from the people across all the nations, even if they have to do it one drop at a time. One raindrop, one raindrop, one raindrop. The elites have long set their sights on seizing control of the water supply. Nestle, the CEO, Peter Brabeck, Letmath, or however you say his last name with a hyphen, he admitted as much during a shocking interview during which he inadvertently exposed the psychopathic mindset of the elites. At a time when inflation has gone double-digit, food production plants are burning down, the supply chain is in a crisis. Food shortages are on the horizon again, and we now understand that the elites are making moves behind the scenes to seize control of the planet's water. So is water a free and basic human right, or should all the water on the planet belong to major corporations and to the elite? Should the poor who cannot afford to pay for these so-called water offsets be forced to allow the state to euthanize them because of their lack of financial wealth? That is the future of humanity, according to global elites. Remember all of this. Remember the Oregon Rain Man, Gary Harrington, who was sentenced to 30 days in Jackson County Jail in 2015, slapped with a $1,500 fine for a crime of collecting rainwater on his 170-acre property. He was ordered to breach his dams, drain his ponds that held more than 13 million gallons of water, which was enough to fill 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. He got a message for all of us about the government and the globalist elite and their plans for seizing control of the world's water. He said the government is bullying. They've just got to be big bullies. And if you just lay over and die and give up, that makes them even bigger bullies. So we as Americans, we need to stand on our constitutional rights and our rights as citizens and hang tough. This is a good country. We will prevail. Will we? It's up to us, I guess. So I leave this with you. Do we know what we will do next if we get caught going to a lake or a pond or even the ocean to gather some water, to use our life straws or our Berkeys, just so we can survive. Remember, we can't go more than 3 days without water. Remember that. Remember the next time you want to take a shower, wash your clothes. This all ties in together. Don't forget that. I'm out of here, okay? I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, feel less.